Tresa from Pure Movement Pilates Studio. Today we're going to be working on a second trimester Pilates mat workout. I will be using a foam roller today for some release and stretching and also strengthening work. We use the soft blue foam roller from OPTP, but any 36-inch foam roller will work. We will go ahead and start by sitting on top of the foam roller. I've got my hands back behind me and my feet in front of me, and we're going to go ahead and just start off with a glute roll. So I've got the roller towards the top part of my glutes, and I'm just lightly rolling back and forth, noticing the tension in each side. I can start to bring it up a little bit higher into my low back if that feels comfortable. And then I'm going to go ahead and walk my feet a little bit over to the left side and start to roll more into the right hip. If you find a tight spot, let's go ahead and hang out there for a second and just lightly roll on it or just put pressure into it. And then bring it back to center and go ahead and roll back and forth. And then walk the feet over to the right side, leaning into the left hip, rolling back and forth on the left hip. If you find a sore spot, go ahead, hold. Good, and we'll come back to center. From here, we're going to readjust the roller, and you're going to sit more directly on top of the roller, so there should be a little space at the bottom of your pelvis that your hips can kind of hang out on and balance on the roller. We're going to go ahead and extend the legs forward, and depending on how wide your belly is, the wider your stance will have to be. Generally, the width of the mat is a good place to start. I'm going to flex my feet, I'm going to reach my arms forward, and we're going to go into a spine stretch. So I'm thinking about lengthening up my spine, reaching the crown of my head up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to go ahead and start to peel my spine down, drawing my belly in, reaching forward, and at the end there should be a little bit extra of a reach you should get to stretch through that low back. From here, we start that roll up back up. We stack the spine, we lift up, and we sit up nice and tall, hopefully getting a little bit taller than before. Take a deep inhale, exhale, curling down, drawing the belly in, rolling forward, extending out, inhale, exhale, re-ground through the heels, ground through the pelvis, lengthening up and reaching the head up towards the ceiling. And again, inhale, exhale, curling forward, stretching down, reaching forward, inhale, exhale, roll back up, and lengthen the spine as we come back up. Good. I'm going to have you go ahead and interlace your fingers back behind your head. As you're here, I want you to go ahead, lightly turn, rotating to the right. And so as you do this, I want you to, again, think of length and then draw it back to center. Same thing over to the left side. Exhale and inhale back to center. So depending on where you're tight, you may feel this in all different places in your spine. I'm feeling it a lot in my mid-back, and that would probably be pretty common in the second trimester too. Back to center, over to the left side, exhale, and back to center. Good. I'm going to slide my hips off the roller, and I'm going to go ahead and move the roller back slightly, and I'm going to lay back on the roller with the roller underneath my shoulder blades. Let's go ahead and interlace the fingers back behind your head and have the feeling that you're lengthening your neck back into your hands as we stretch back over the roller, allowing the ribs to open, allowing the upper back to go into extension, And then we exhale, we lift up. Inhale, stretching back. Exhale, lifting up. So the second trimester has a wide range of different body types, starting at 13 weeks, ending at 27 weeks. There's a big change in growth during that period. So if you're towards the beginning of your second trimester, you're going to find that this feels fairly fundamental. If you're towards the end of your second trimester, this might be a little bit tender. So just do as many or as little as feels comfortable to you. I'm going to lift my head up, I'm going to float my hips, and I'm going to roll back and forth on the shoulder blades. Focusing on releasing the muscles in between the shoulder blades, on the sides of the shoulder blades. Let's go ahead and lean a little bit more into the right side. And then a little bit more onto the left side. Good. I'm going to bring my hips down and I'm going to move the roller underneath my neck. With the roller underneath my neck, you can either have your arms down by your side or reach and grab onto the sides of the roller for stability. And I'm just going to go ahead and lightly turn my neck side to side. So as I do that, I'm thinking I'm going directly side to side, not looking down, not looking up. And allow your eyes to follow with the movement. Increased neck tension is common during pregnancy. So this is a good general day-to-day release. We'll go ahead and bring our head to the center. You can keep your eyes open or keep your eyes closed and start to draw small circles with the nose, massaging the base of the skull. And then reverse that direction. Very good. All right. Let's go ahead and roll over onto your left side. And we're going to bring ourselves up, bring the roller just below our armpit. Bottom hand is going to come underneath our head. Top hand will come on top of the roller. And we're just going to go into a small roll up and down. So towards the armpit and then away from the armpit. And if you're thinking, I don't really feel this, you probably need to move the roller slightly upward or slightly downward. Especially during pregnancy, this area tends to be tighter, have more tension. So this is a good one to help open up the sides of the body. Let's go ahead, find a sore spot. We'll take the top hand, bring it back behind our head. We're going to inhale, stretch back. And then exhale, rotate forward. Rolling forward and back on that side. Inhale. And exhale forward. Last one, inhale. And exhale forward. Good. You can go ahead and just flip around. I'm going to move the roller over to the other side so you can continue to see me. And we'll go ahead and find that same spot on the other side. Hand underneath your head. Top hand comes back behind your head. We'll inhale, stretch back. Exhale, rotate forward. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, rotate forward. Good. I'm going backwards on this side. Inhale. Exhale, rotate forward. Last one, inhale. And exhale, rotate forward. Good. Place the top hand on top of the roller. We'll start to roll up and down towards the armpit, away from the armpit. And we'll go ahead, roll over onto our back, and we're going to place the roller towards the bottom of our ribs. So this is going to intensify the extension. We'll bring our hands back behind our head. We'll inhale, stretch back. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, stretching back. And exhale, lift up. If this feels too tender for you, you can bring the roller higher. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, lift up. So I'm going to hold a slight curl with my body. I'm going to lift my hips up and start to roll back and forth in that region. Roll a little bit more into the right side and a little bit more into the left side. A little bit more into the right side and a little bit more into the left side. Good. We'll bring our hips down. We'll stretch back. Inhale. And exhale, lift. Good. We're going to go ahead and push ourselves up. And I'm going to have you turn around, come to kneeling facing towards the roller. We're going to go ahead and place our forearms on the roller. So right now I've got my palms turned towards each other. We're going to roll back and forth on the forearms. And then I'm going to turn my palms down, same thing. Go ahead and start to alternate. I've got my palms facing in towards each other and then palms turning down as I come back. And sometimes the roller gets too close to you, so you got to move back forward. And then go ahead and start to explore all ranges through the forearms. Good. All right, let's go ahead and turn the palms down. I'm going to have you sit back into a child's pose, reaching the elbows forward. And so like I said earlier, there's a big difference between the beginning of the second trimester and the end of the second trimester. So the wider or the further along you are in your pregnancy, the more likely you'll have to open your knees out to the side to make room for your belly. And then draw it back. Same thing, reaching forward. And draw it back. Good, last one. And bring it back. Good, okay. So I'm gonna come to kneeling. If kneeling is not your jam, you're welcome to go ahead and just sit regularly. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the foam roller and I'm gonna reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And I want you to lift your chest up into a slight extension and then bring it back forward. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, forward. Good. Bring the roller back forward. We're going to come to kneeling facing towards the roller. So I've got my hands on the roller, but if that's uncomfortable for your wrist, you're welcome to do this without the roller. The roller just adds a level of instability. From here, we're going to go ahead, reach the roller forward, coming into a slight extension, and then draw the roller back, curling back. Same thing, reaching out, and bring it back. Reaching out and bring it back. Find a range somewhere in between so you've got a nice long spine. And I want you to go ahead, shift your weight to the center, lift the left heel up, and we're going to go into little heel lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. From here, we're going to go into hip hinges. We're going to draw the knee forward and then reach the heel back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Four more. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Bring the knee down. Sit back into that child's pose. Remember, make room for your belly if you need to. and come back up. Good, switching sides. We find that nice flat back. We start off by lifting the right heel up towards the ceiling, and we go into little lifts. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Bring the knee in. Exhale up. Good. Bring the knee in. Exhale up. Bring the knee in. Exhale up. Bring the knee in. Exhale up. 3 more. 1, 2. Last one. Good. Find that child's pose again. And come back up. Good. We're going to go ahead and sit on top of the foam roller again. Let's go ahead and start off by opening the knees out to the side, grabbing onto the shins or closer to the ankles. We're going to lengthen the spine, leaning forward, stretching out that low back, getting a nice inner thigh stretch, and then come back up. Same thing, leaning forward, and bring it back up. Last one, lean forward, and curl forward, stretching forward. Good. Okay, from here, I'm going to go ahead, roll, or come directly onto my right hip. You can come down onto your forearm with your stabilizing arm, or you can stay up on your hand, and you're going to roll back and forth on that hip. So I'm focusing on rolling in between the top of the pelvis and the bottom of the pelvis. Find a sore spot, hold, take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good. We'll switch it to the other side. And so you just can flip over, but I'm going to move my roller over. Coming down, rolling back and forth. Find a sore spot, go ahead and hold there. Take a deep inhale and exhale. One more deep breath, inhale and exhale. Good. And we'll go ahead and slide off the roller, and we're going to come into mermaid. So I'm going to have you go ahead, tuck your right leg back, bend your left knee out to the side. Roller is going to go ahead and come onto the left side of your body. We're going to push out with the roller, stretching the opposite arm up and over, and lift back up. And again, reaching over, and lift back up. 2 more, inhale, and exhale, lift. Last one, inhale, and exhale, lift. Good. Let's bring the roller to the other side. Switching the legs. And we reach out through the center of the roller, reach over, and back up. And again, reach over. And lift back up. 2 more. And lift. Last one, reach over. And lift. Good. All right, so the next series I'm going to throw in is a little bit challenging. Do as much or as little as you feel comfortable doing. We're going to sit on top of the roller again, and I'm going to have you go ahead and bring your hands to the side of your hips. Your feet are going to come forward. We're going to lift the hips up, and so they don't have to be high, they just have to be lifted off the ground. We're going to go into tricep dips. We're going to bend the elbows, exhale, push up, bend, exhale, push, bend, Exhale, press. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Good. Bring your hips down. Shake out your wrists. That can put a lot of pressure on them. And we're going to do that same series again. Feet hip distance apart, lifting up. Think nice open chest. We bend, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one, 8. Good. Bring it down. Shake it out. Very good. We are going to go ahead, come back to kneeling again. And I want you to bring your hands on top of the roller, and we're going to focus on rolling out specifically the wrists and the hands. I like to think that you're rolling out Play-Doh with a giant rolling pin. If you want to put a little bit more focus on the hands, stretch out the fingertips and roll back and forth. Let's go ahead and find a quick child's pose. And come back up. Good. All right, a little bit more wrist work. So we have our hands on the roller, knees hip distance apart. We're going to go into an opposite arm and leg reach. From here, I'm going to take my left leg, reach it back. Right arm is going to reach forward. Think about connecting through both sides of your belly. And then back down. Switch, reach, and back down. Take all the time you need to find your balance. Right arm, left leg, and back down. And I want you to think, create length between your fingertips all the way down to your toes. And down. Switch, and back down. Switch, and back down. Switch, and back down. Very good. Okay, from here, I'm going to have you go ahead and take both hands, bring them over to the left side of the foam roller. Knees open out. We're going to push the roller out, lower your chest, and you should feel a deeper stretch through the right side. And lift. One more time. Pressing out. If you can, for me, look underneath that right shoulder. And back in. Hands go over to the left side. We push out and we peek underneath the left shoulder. And back. Press out, peek underneath the left shoulder. And bring it back. Good. All right. Coming to sitting in a position that's comfortable for you. I'm just going to go ahead and sit crisscrossed. Let's go ahead, reach the roller up. We're going to stretch over to the right side. You can allow your ear to reach down and then lift back up. Stretch over to the left side and back up. Bring the arms down, rotate to the left side, back to center, rotate to the right side, back to center. One more each side. Over to the left, back to center, and over to the right, back to center. Let's go ahead and bring the roller back behind us. Hands reaching back. Got my fingertips reaching backwards. I'm going to go ahead and push back, lift the chest, coming up into extension, and then come back forward. Same thing, inhale, open the chest, and back forward. Last one. And back forward. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I look forward to working with you again soon. Take care.